Good evening,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon,
Is there an afternoon right
right?
now?
I think
We'll
somewhere in
see.
Australia is afternoon. Good morning to the people in the east, and here in the west, we are pretty much nighttime.
Almost midnight.
It's almost midnight.
Yeah,
We're
the
still in the
kids are sleeping.
kids are sleeping.
Yeah,
This is another session of our live. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Lee
and
J.
I'm Melissa.
And what do we do?
We help families, dads, moms, to get started in the online space by starting their very own online business. And we provide the tools, the system, the training, mentorship, pretty much anything that you need to get started and to make it successful.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this little Amelia here is probably so sleepy. But she took a very long nap earlier today, so I
Yeah,
think she can survive for the next few more minutes. But are
yeah.
you sleeping now, Pepe? Hmm?
It's a long day today. If you haven't watched our live from yesterday, we just came yesterday in our campsite,
Mm-hmm.
which is just 1 hour away from Calgary, Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
You
uh,
hungry?
the whole day we're pretty much
Okay.
um,
Setting up,
setting.
right? And plus, it was raining actually.
Yeah, it was raining,
Oh my
so
god.
we stayed
Okay.
indoors. And we also did some shopping in the area. We got some toys
Toys for the
and
kids.
new camping stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have this huge chair that we sold when we got this trailer. I thought
Yes. Yeah.
we're not gonna use it anymore, and
Yeah.
it's just a big, bulky chair for us to carry around in the U.S. Right?
Yeah.
But we missed it so much, and so I just
So
bought one or
yeah.
two.
So
Bought two.
VJ made a purchase.
Yes.
So we made a purchase, like we made multiple purchases today.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the topic of the difference between a purchase and an investment.
That's right.
And by the way, it's our day 41 today.
The
So
90-day challenge.
almost halfway
Almost
there.
halfway. 4 more days, and that's it. We're halfway done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but we love going on live, so we're probably gonna be
continue. Yeah.
continuing this sessions.
Anyways,
Yeah.
guys, today's topic we're gonna talk about purchase versus investment.
Yes, so we're gonna go dive right away to the topic because uh, there's a big difference between a purchase and an investment, right?
Right, and the only reason is that some of you actually were curious, right? If there is money involved in starting a business, and I know it's a silly question,
Yeah.
but there is, right? There's actually capital. There's money involved. You know, starting a business like this, and I've started multiple businesses in the past, right? I've started a service business. I've started a consulting business. Right now, I am into employment and immigration business,
Yeah.
and so I've started many businesses, and and here in the online space, before coming in here, I already know that there's going to be an investment. I already
Yeah.
know that there's going to be a
Yeah,
business. Yeah.
and when you start a business, it's an investment, right? You're hoping that it will make a return for you, and it will make some sort of income that will come back as a return for you that would make you benefit from the business that you're doing, right?
Okay.
So for in that aspect, that is an investment when you start a new business, and majority of the reason why people start a business is they want a return, right? They want to someday
Reaps.
get reap
Reap
the reward
the rewards, right?
and get some income out of it, right? Whether passive income, which is whether even if you're not working,
Okay,
you
just
still
hold it.
get that income that you get right from the business that you have built. And There is also some sort of income where you put in some sort of labor, which is a service type business, right? When you put in some sort of hours in a week, you get some sort of return, right? Um, yeah, and purchases is like you buy something, you buy like a bag or clothing. This RV,
It's a
DJ thinks it's
purchase.
an investment, but it's a purchase.
It's an investment to our
Like
experiences.
ads, I don't know.
Uh,
It's a purchase, right? Like
yeah.
if you make purchases that would usually purchases you get a benefit right away. It's like a physical product or a physical service that you get back right away, right?
Mhm.
And when it comes to an investment, you make an investment, right? You spend money to make that investment, and then you don't get the return right away. You don't get the product, you don't get the service right away,
Mhm.
but you do expect some sort of return. When it comes to purchases, when you're making purchases, you get the product, you get the service, but that's it, right? There's no possibility of return,
Mhm.
maybe unless you sold it for a
Fair
higher
value.
amount.
Mhm.
But
Generally.
yeah, generally when you make a purchase, there is no, you cannot expect any return. It will not
Mhm.
produce an income for you, right? But an investment, you make an investment, someday, maybe tomorrow, next week, next weekend, or next month, it will make a return for you, and it will make an income. And with the business that we're doing, it's an online business, right? And there is an investment, because when you start a business, there will always be an investment involved, right?
Mhm.
Like, for example, Lee J mentioned that he
Yes.
started a service business in the past, right? Even in a service business where you have to be physically there to provide the services, right? You still have to buy maybe some sort
And
of
equipment. Yeah.
equipment, right? Like some materials that you need in order to provide those services,
Mhm.
right? But in the online business world, it's not a service business. It's also,
It's more of a marketing business, right?
yeah.
So the way it works is that all businesses have marketing aspect, right? Whether or
Mhm.
not you're using word of mouth, you're
Mhm.
using guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is you just show up somebody else's door and start marketing your project or your services
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It could be digital marketing, which is the huge thing right now. Is digital
Yeah, it's
marketing,
online, right? You use
and
your laptop, your Wi-Fi.
that's right.
Yeah.
And the way it works, guys, is the reason why we picked this topic today is that some of you really is considering right this opportunity, considering to be in business, but skeptical in a way that is it really worth it, right? To
Mhm.
invest, is it really worth it to bring out in a capital? Most people that actually look into this business, most of them don't have money allocated to start a business.
Yeah.
And and I truly believe in discernment, in prayers and discernment.
Mhm.
And the way it works is that when God really aligns a particular um, uh, opportunity for you, he will
Mhm.
make that
Yeah,
happen.
he will
He
provide.
will provide
Mhm.
the capital that's needed. He will
Mhm.
provide the investment that's needed,
Yeah.
the funds,
Yeah.
right? Anything that you might need, he will
Mhm.
provide. But he will also uh, test, right,
Mhm.
people if this is something that they really want to do. He will, give you challenges, right? Because if starting a business and having a business is as easy as one, two, three, we would all be successful right now. We would all be millionaires. We would all be, rich, right? Financially. But it's not that easy, right? And um, before diving into a commitment like this, you really need to dig deep inside you, and discern and pray for it, right? This is this something that I really want to do? Especially the investment that we're talking about, they're not pennies, right? They're not. This investment, is significant in a lot of people, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it's a small price to pay for the
Compared
compared
to
to the
potential of
the potential.
yeah,
Exactly.
income
Yeah.
potential that you can make
Right.
with the business.
So to give you an example, and I've started, I've helped people start their own businesses in the past, and incorporation alone, right, $500, right, and then you're gonna have to do some sort of you know uh, business plan, right,
Yeah.
a couple $100. If it's a traditional business, you need an office, right?
Yeah.
Minimum at say 1,500 or maybe $1,000 per month, right? So in a year, that's already $12,000 in rent. You're gonna have to pay yourself, right? So if you pay yourself $25 an hour,
Mhm.
that equates to about $48,000 per year, right? So that's another $48,000,
Mhm.
to to find, right, within 1 year,
Mhm.
for you to run the business. So you're up to, close to about $70,000 without even having equipments. Right now, if you are running a cleaning business, for example, you need mops, you need buckets, you need vacuum cleaners, you
Yeah.
need, chemicals, you need an invoicing software, accounting softwares, a website. A website easily can cost you up to $500, $1,000 per website, right?
Mhm.
You need the marketing platform, right? Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, all of these things, right, cost a ton of money.
Yeah,
By the
and plus
time,
the labor that you have to
and
put
then the
in,
labor, right?
right? Like,
So why am I saying this? Because like what I said, I've started so many businesses in the past, you guys. We were also in the event business. In the event business, you have to invest on
on
equipments,
inventories,
inventories, right?
right? Mhm.
So I remember
You have
scouring
to
the
have
website, a
a
warehouse, yeah, a
to
place to store
store your inventory.
your inventory.
Yeah.
I remember Mel scouring the internet every single night trying to find the best deal
Deals
on a
on
tablecloths or chair
or
covers,
or backdrop,
right? Or backdrop or sashes, right?
Yeah.
You can actually visit that Facebook page. I think we still have that.
We
It's
still
called
have it.
Sash and Such Events,
Yeah.
right? And and then we transitioned into a import export business where we take raw materials from China, and then we have them made here, manufactured here in Canada, and then we ship them all over the country, right? So again, that's another investment for us to spend on, right? Like inventory, website, Facebook page, shipping, labor, right? Logistics. We need to pay gas. We need to pay all of this, so many things, you guys, in order to turn a profit, right? In order to just make a sale, in order to make something out of it, and you know, and it is an investment because it is a it is an activity where we expect something in return, which is hopefully in a form of profits, right? So when we purchase all the inventory, right? If if we don't have a business and we just purchase inventory, then that's a purchase, right? It just sits in our house and it doesn't do anything, right? But when we purchased it with the intent of actually renting it, with the intent of using it on the events that we decorate, right? Then it becomes an investment. Then it actually is generating income for us. Um, and it's so important, you guys, to understand this concept, because not everybody would understand that, especially if they haven't seen the income potential. And the best way to look at it really is to join, right? There is a small fee. There is a small fee of 149 US dollars, right? And that will give you access to the products, that will give you access to the the community, that will give you access to the income potential of the business. But here's the thing: if you don't have 149 US dollars, it's probably not for you, right? In terms of if you really truly don't have it, like Lee J, I don't have anything to eat if I paid at 149, right? Or if I don't have any resources to actually pay that, then not for you, right?
For
Unfortunately,
now.
for now.
Yeah.
But once you have that 149, maybe it's an opportunity for you to actually look at it
Yeah.
and to see if this is something for you, right? There might be a what's the word I'm looking for?
Resources.
No, there might be an opportunity, a chance, right? A chance for you to really be in this business, right?
Yeah.
Um, Guys, the 149 is actually refundable. So even when you have per sorry, purchase at 149 is a one-time fee.
And you got to see everything.
You get to see everything
You
about it,
got to
right?
see the community,
Mhm.
how people are doing in the business, and you got to see the products, the
The way
glimpse
we
of
get
the
the way
training,
we get
right?
paid,
Yeah,
right?
and
Mhm.
how we get paid. You get to see all that. And if you think that it's still not for you, then you can
Totally
refund
fine. Yeah.
the whole money back.
Refund the money
Yeah,
back.
within
Yeah.
30
Within
days.
30 days. Um, but again, you have 30 days to decide, right?
Yeah.
If this is something that you really want to do.
Yeah.
And, one thing that I could tell you, though, it's not for everybody, right?
Mhm.
Although the opportunity is presented to a lot of people, to, people that follows this page, right? People that we connect with, right? It is it's presented to you, but it's not for everybody. And,
Mhm.
who am I to decide that, right?
Yeah.
We cannot
Yeah.
decide that. All we
Yeah,
can
we
do.
can give you information, right? To make you to have for you to have informed decisions,
Mhm.
right?
All we can do really is to just give you the
Mhm.
information, like what Mel said, and to present it in a way that it is compelling. It is
Yeah.
a something that
It would make you think,
make you
right?
think,
To
right?
make you to give you that option,
Hmm.
right? That there is another way, that there is an opportunity, a chance for you to live a better life, right?
Hmm. And you know, an average business when you start, even at a simple consulting level, right? If you count your salary, if you count all these things, right? You could be up to about $100,000 just to get started, right? Just to get your wheels moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of them you can bootstrap, right? There is a thing called bootstrapping, meaning you can just do things as cheap as possible, maybe do it yourself, right? So that you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to pay anyone to do it. And that can bootstrapping can also be exhausting, and it can drain you, right? I know that because I do that. I did bootstrapping, and I
Yeah.
scoured whatever I can scour in
Yeah.
terms of how I can save capital, how I can save money,
Mm-hmm.
from wherever I can save, right? And it's exhausting. It can really have a toll in your health, right? So um, the other option to this is capitals. When you borrow money, right, or use other people's money, right? They call it other people's money.
Leverage.
OPM. They call
Oh.
it OPM, other
Okay.
people's money,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's basically leveraging resources around you in order for you to turn a profit, right?
Yeah.
And it's not new to use OPM. um, it's used all the time in real estate deals. It's used all the time on acquisition of companies from another company. It's used in a high level, high ticket item transactions, right? And I've seen this. I've seen this many times. But in this business, though, in the business that we're talking about, right, you really need to have that ability to invest. You really need to have that mentality that
Of
you are investing instead of purchasing, right?
yeah.
Because if you start that way, and again, all change begin from within. We really have to change, what we feel about
Yeah.
things, what we
How
think
we
about
think,
things, how we
right?
think, right? Because if we don't, nothing's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, we're just gonna be in the same place where we are.
Hmm. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can get over that skepticism, that not skepticism, but that doubt
Doubt.
in yourself, right? And um, the sooner you can also, if you're spiritual, if you're religious, the sooner you can turn to God and and lift to God all of these concerns, in terms of capital, in terms of starting this business,
Yeah.
in terms of providing, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, He's the one that actually provides,
Yeah.
right? It's not you. That's how I feel. It's not us that actually provides, but
Yeah.
God. A lot of times when I think
But
about
I
this,
do know that we have to look for it. Like we have
to knock,
to knock.
right?
Like God just doesn't provide. Like we
Right.
have to ask for Him. Like we have to ask, to lift up the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And all of this, guys, is just I can have I can probably have this conversation for hours and hours, right? And but really, what the message is very simple, right? The message is very simple. um, when there is a problem, if it's a dilemma between purchase and investment, right? The best answer to that is to pray, right? To pray and discern, right, if this is going to be a purchase or investment.
Yeah.
The business that we're introducing to you is an investment. Okay, it's never a purchase for us.
Yes.
In fact, the products we don't even, yes, we use some of those, right? But you know it's not a primary reason why we have these products,
Yeah.
right? The primary reason is
It
to
was an
invest,
investment.
right? It was an
Yeah.
investment.
And the great thing about it is it was just that one time investment,
Mhm.
that initial investment, and there is no recurring investment unless you do want to expand.
Bye bye.
When you expand, then there will be a recurring investment. But then if you just want to keep it as it is, that is just the way it is. There wouldn't be any monthly fees or yearly fees or anything like that. But you know um, yeah, there's nothing else really that we can say unless you actually
Find
you
it for yourself,
find
right?
it for
Find it for
yourself,
yourself.
right? And if
And
you have any questions at all, feel free to reach
right,
out to us and or to to our other mentors, right?
right.
Yeah.
Um, there are some of you also that's really excited, right? Excited to join us. My advice to you is also to take it easy in a way, right? Research, do your due diligence to research,
Yeah.
do your due diligence to watch the webinars, and attend the live one if you can. But if you want to watch the recorded, that's fine as well. And really dig deep into affiliate marketing research, or some sort of a advertising research, right? These are the things that will help you um, propel your journey here in the online space, right? Because at least if you have an idea, right, of what we do, um, it would be easier for you to transition, right? Instead of questioning if you're gonna have capital, to invest, right? Um, but if you are equipped on the knowledge that and the potential on the knowledge that the potential of this is huge, right? Then capital is a no-brainer, right? And magically, especially when you sprinkle it with a little bit of prayer sauce, right, from God, and blessing from God, right? Capital is just gonna appear, right?
Yeah.
If you have problems or issues of finding where to get the money for advertising, right? Again, prayers and discernment, right? For some reason, you know, um, the funds will be there, right, in order for you to do it. But the business isn't going to run on its own. The training isn't going to run on its own. the information, isn't just going to travel to your brain on its own. You really need to work, right? There is work involved. And that's why when we work with people, we want like-minded individuals, people that are really serious about this.
Yes.
They are God-fearing, they are coachable,
Yeah.
they're
And
willing to
yeah,
learn, willing to be
yeah.
changed, right?
Like you can really see in their faces that they want a change,
Mhm.
right?
And when this happens, you guys, it's like the stars are being aligned in order for you to take action, right? It's it's scary at the same time. It is exciting.
Exciting.
At the same time, you're happy about
Yeah.
it. You're doubtful about it. All of these things
Yeah.
will come rushing in, into
It's
your
like a whole
emotion.
series of emotions.
Yeah. And
And we are here, like our everyone in our team are going hand in hand with this business because we know the potential of this business, and we love working with each other because it's just makes us easier to do the work because we have somebody on our team who are doing it the same as us,
and
right?
the funny thing is that when that happens, when everything seems to align, right?
Yeah.
Uh, take action, right? Because if you're looking for a sign from God, if this is something that you really want to do, take this as a sign, right? This conversation that we're having right now, and and I don't even want to ask people to trust us, right? We have no, you know,
Only
you can trust,
find out
right?
find that out for
Um,
yourself.
instead, I tell people to trust the Lord,
Yeah.
trust Him, right? Because He's the one that's leading you into
Yeah.
the right path,
Yes.
right? The other thing that I really want to express is that not all results are the same,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We are all unique on our own way.
Yeah.
We have different experiences. We have different,
Journeys.
journeys,
Yeah.
and
So
we have different mindsets, right? Our mindset could be totally different than yours, and that's totally fine, because at the end of the day,
yeah.
we have the same goal. We have the same intention, right? That's why it's called like-minded
Exactly.
individuals, right?
Yeah.
We have the same intention. If your intention is also for your family, right? If your intention is also for your kids' future,
Yeah.
if your intention is, like Mel, that wants to be stay home to take care of our kids, for the rest of her life, right? Um, that this is, this could be
Or
it,
your intention is to help out your parents,
to help out
right?
your parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Help them
you know,
retire, have a
this.
better, comfortable life
Mhm.
when they are in that age, right?
These are the same intentions, you guys, why we are here and why you are watching this right now, and why you are, having these questions and doubts and concerns, because these are real thing, right? Mel and I are real people. The
Yeah.
the
And the rest of the community, right?
are
The
real.
people in the
Yeah,
community
there's over
are
200,000 people in the community, you guys, and
yeah,
they're
and
all real
that's
people. Yeah,
global,
that's
right?
global.
And you can tell if it's global, then 200,000 people, that's not a lot, right? So it's still, there is a lot of opportunity for expansion in the business, right? So it's the whole world, like
It's probably one of the best programs that I could find out there. I'm trying to replicate it in some other capacity in my other
yeah,
projects, but it really is one of the best, right?
yes,
They perfected this program in a way that
yeah,
they will really teach you step by step process. If you
yes.
are, don't worry if you're not a tech savvy person,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm not a tech savvy person, and you know,
and you're able to actually follow the step by step guide, right?
yeah,
Don't worry too much about, are you going to be alone in this journey? No, in fact,
yeah.
there's
You're
mentors.
gonna
Yeah.
have mentors and coaches in the
Hmm.
community, right?
And we
And
get to, especially if you join our team, right?
yeah, we're gonna be your mentors, and the same as other mentors in our
And
team.
we can, we share our mistakes, we share our successes, right? We share our experience, our journey into this business.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're hosting a live webinar every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 8 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay,
Yes.
and you know, and if you are really really curious about it, you can visit our website at leejandmelissa.com. You can sign up for that free webinar, and we'll send you a replay, right, of the webinar, and you know, you can watch this however many times you want, right? But the point is that we really want you to have the information, all the information that you need in order for you to have a sound and what's your word on decision making,
Informed.
informed decision, right? Because at the end of the day, the journey is shared to all of us, right? Not just you. You know, we all have, Mel and I have 3 kids, right? Our parents are, you know, in the retirement age soon, and we really wanted to help them. Our kids, you know, we wanted to build a legacy for them, right?
Yeah.
And so our dreams are bigger than what we were earning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when we found this business, you know, that will give us automation, that will give us the system that we need, that will give us the
Yeah.
product that we need in order to get paid, right?
Yeah.
So all of these things are already here, right?
Yes. Yeah. The next step really is to, once you've done the training and you built the system, the next step is how to earn, like
Right.
you know, earn that profit.
So purchase versus investment. I hope that makes sense to you guys. You know, this business is investment all the way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hopefully, it opens up your mind to do some investment activities in your financial.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, and there's a ton of other investments out there.
Yeah.
There's stocks, and you know,
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
bonds,
Real
there's
estate.
real estate, there's so many
um,
other things, right? But
Yeah.
what we're saying is that, you know, this particular business on its own category, right, is a form of investment.
Yes.
Okay. So I
And
hope,
it will make a return.
and it will make a return. It already did
Yeah.
for us and for many people all around the
Yes.
world, right? To them, it's 100 times, 1,000 times
Yeah.
fold, right?
Yeah.
And
You know,
and
the initial investment in the business is
Mhm.
just tiny compared to
yes,
the income
it
potential
really is
on the
tiny,
business.
right?
Yeah.
So okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. God bless you, and we'll see you again tomorrow.